What's going on, guys? So check this out. This is racks and racks and racks of finished Gen Y products. And if you didn't know, we are out here at Gen Y's global headquarters and development studio, factory. I mean, they do everything out here. This is where the Gen Y magic happens. I got my friend Luke here. Yep. He is going to give me a quick, somewhat uncut guided tour through every station. Now, they're not going to be able to just show you like one product because each station may be working on a different line at that specific time. But we're going to try to go through the entire step-by-step process of each station, what it does, and how at the end of the day, this is the type of product that you can go to your retailer, buy. You can buy it direct, or you can go to my channel sponsor, eTrailer.com, who carries all of this stuff. Anyway, guys, hang tight. I'll be right back. All right, let's do it.
Awesome. So first station here where a lot of our products are created is going to be our Mazak fiber optic laser. So this is actually a brand new 15 kilowatt we just brought in. We pulled out our 7 kilowatt and brought this in this week, so it's getting programmed right now. This is going to help us cut a lot faster, but right above me in this mezzanine top is actually where we make the nitrogen gas to run this laser. But we have a little hopper here that we'll feed, and it'll pick up these big old sheets of steel, and it'll put it in here and it'll feed it, and the laser cuts through the steel like butter. So all of our parts, you know, real precise down to the bolt holes where the bends need to be, everything is all cut out in that laser. The guys will punch it, get it together, assort it, and then it'll kind of move to the next station.
Okay, let's do it then. Let's follow it.
We're gonna go to the next one.
We're gonna do some walking in this video.
We are. So the next phase of this is going to be our e-brake. So this is our full electronic brake. That's going to brake press. It's going to bend all the parts that have a special bend in it or a curve. And so this is what we're going to use to do that. And you can actually see he's kind of moving some of those parts around right now.
Perfect timing.
Exactly.
And this looks like it's going to be for an executive, right?
Yep. But all of our side plates for our mega duties and our ball mount hitches, those are going to be put on this brake. But he's actually doing the executive side plates right now.
Crazy how strong that is.
It is.
All right, moving on.
So we got a forklift coming through here, so we'll let him pass. But the next phase is going to be our cold cut circular saw. So it's actually doing the torsion bars that are going to go inside of our Boss torsion flex hitch and our executive, but it's also going to cut the stacked receiver tube. So I'll actually grab one over here what it looks like. But the way our design works is our stacked hitches are basically stacked, you know, hollow bar stock. And that allows you to put, you know, different accessories into it, 2.5 inch, but also our 3-inch solid shanks, 2.5 inch solid shanks. It's all going to get cut on this cold cut.
Very cool.
It's all automated.
And none of this stuff is light.
No. Steel is not light. So, third station for our ball mounts. We actually have another hybrid brake here. This is hybrid oil and electric, but you look right here, these side plates would have been cut out on our Mazak laser, and then they're going to get bent on one of these brake presses. But this is what's going to get tack welded to the stacked receiver tubes that are the inside to give it some extra strength. And over here in these weld fixtures, this is where they're going to tack weld it to prepare it to go in a weld cell. So you can kind of see, you know, they're going to put them in these jigs to make sure they're precise, and then they're going to tack weld them together before they go into the weld cells.
And that's what he's doing right here.
Yep, exactly what he's doing.
Okay.
Sweet. And so this next phase is going to be our weld cells. We actually have 4 of them, and they can do 2 each, but you may be able to lift your camera up over this guard here and show that it's doing the precise welding on each of those hitches that were tack welded.
All laser welded.
Yep. So we have 4 total cells, and there's 2 fixtures in each cell.
Okay.
If I go around this way. So this is what I meant by we may find a station that we want to stop by. This is a new weld cell that actually holds our executive hitches. So there's none in the fixtures right now, but these will weld our massive Fit the Goose and Kingpin executives, but it's all automated.
That's why your welds look so good.
Yeah.
It's all automated.
Well, and the funniest thing is this is new. For the whole time, all these executives have been manually welded, and they actually still are. So this manual weld station here, all those bigger parts for maybe like the Super C, Renegade, Newmar, even executives still are on this whole weld station, manual weld station. But so once those parts get done in the weld cell, there's obviously a lot of cleanup that's going to need to be required. So that's when we run over here into our vertical machine centers. So we have 3 verticals that are going to do all the precise machining on these welded ball mounts. Let's see if this one's running or not. Yes. You can actually, hopefully you can see what one looks like before.
Oh yeah.
With all the welding done on it.
Step away for just a second.
And you can see right here what it looks like when it goes through this machine center. It's all clean cut.
That is cool, man.
So we're gonna show you towards the end of this loop where these balls are actually turned, but I wanted to show you the weld cell. So very similar to those other weld cells, this is where our jewel balls and the shanks are gonna be put on. They're gonna put on that fixture and they're gonna go back behind that wall, and that's where all the automated welding is done on the jewel balls. So right here, we're gonna have some of our horizontal machining centers. Some of these pallet changers right now are loaded with some products that are about to go in there. But these are gonna be the solid shanks that go on our ball mounts. One thing, you know, we always talk about why our product is so strong is all of our shanks are gonna be solid, not hollow. So this makes it super convenient to swap in and out product.
The amount of automation here is really awesome.
It is, it's really cool. So over here we're gonna have our Swiss lathes. And these big long tables are gonna be our turbo bar feeders. This one looks like it's getting some work done right now, but the one behind it should be running. One thing with robots is there's always, you know, maintenance and calibration.
I was about to say, that's one thing, as automated as this place is, stuff wears out.
It does. But this is going to be doing all of our receiver pins or our hitch pins, but it's also going to do all of the stainless steel guts of maybe like our snap latch. So this is really cool. because it's going to do all this work. It's going to turn, you know, these bars.
Yeah, that was
We have a lot of special engraving that this machine will do.
Oh, wow.
So it'll do all the special engraving. We also have some, you know, threads that need to be tapped and everything. This machine's a really universal machine to run all of our stainless steel parts.
That's really cool.
And then we'll go over here to our Puma machine center where we turn all of our dual balls. It's actually kind of cool how this thing runs. This was the original Gen-Y robot, the very first one that Gen-Y bought.
It all starts like this, though.
These are actually some different parts that we're machining, but this arm will grab it when it's in there and it'll spin it so it can turn, and it'll also drop it into storage here. These are actually going to be for our offset Goosebox.
Okay.
This is a piece to it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I know exactly what part that is.
That's
That's what drops into the actual,
yeah.
OEM puck hole.
But I mean, you see how clean that is right now and how precise it's machined. And before it goes in there, it's just this raw
bar stock.
bar stock.
I wonder how much one of those weighs.
Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And we have another one right here that's going to do usually our torsion bars. Looks like it's running some stuff right now, but it'll feed out through here. So yeah, this is actually going to be some of the parts on our torsion. This does the threading on it as well.
That's very cool.
And then we have a Haas right here that's kind of strictly for R&D. So a little bit smaller machines, but we do a lot of just small R&D stuff on anything from these little valve stem caps that we have right here. These are kind of cool. These are little mini hitch balls, valve stem caps with Gen-Y engraved in them. Small parts of, you know, our snap latch, anything that we're working on that's not full production yet. This is a great little machine center to do it on.
Those are cool, man.
But basically what's going to happen is, you know, after the tack weld station and you have the machine centers, you know, they come out and then they're going to go all the way over there to powder coat. If you guys want to go check those real quick. Obviously you see there's just tons of raw material that we
Literally
keep on storage
tons and
here.
tons and tons.
Yeah. Lots of tons.
So do you all have, I guess, a more manual process if, in case some of the bigger machinery, the more automated stuff goes down?
Yeah, so a lot of our welders here, or machine techs, are skilled welders. And so we have a lot of guys that can help us do manual welding if need be. And what we're not showing you today is we have a 25,000 square foot building down the road that's all aluminum, and that's all manual weld guys right now. So we have 15 or 20 guys over there manually welding our aluminum ramps, but all those guys are going to be able to weld steel if we need some help.
So this is where all the unfinished product comes.
Yep, this is going to be our powder one coat system. So it's a primer, a top coat, and then it's going to go into the cure. It's an infrared and convection. We need to hold it to like 375 for about 15 minutes to get the full cure. Previously, when we didn't bring powder coat in-house, we were around 1,000 salt spray hours. With this new Sherwin-Williams powder one coat system, we're pushing 4,000 salt spray hours at full thickness on the powder, which is, it's crazy how durable it is. And really the purpose of it was to prevent the flaking if there was ever any type of damage to the powder.
So it goes all the way around here.
Yep.
It gets powdered in there.
Yep.
Goes through the oven, comes back around and out this way, and then it gets put on a pallet.
Yep. So that's going to be our wheel abrader, which is a material shot. So it's like a sandblaster, but it's a material steel shot mix. It's going to go into a blow-off oven with a bunch of air knives to make sure we clean off that shot. We have a primer booth, and then it rolls into a top coat booth, and then it goes into the oven cure process. And we're moving about 3 foot a minute, but you can see we have running board brackets over there.
Oh, yeah.
That we can just stack on top of each other. But everything from, you know, our ball mounts, brackets, executives, some of these big undermount receivers we're building for some of these RVOEs, it can handle all of that.
That's cool. So that's the magic, right?
Yeah,
Do we forget anything?
That's the process. No, I mean, there's a lot of, we have some finished goods storage I can show you. A lot of small stations here and there, but that's going to cover the sum of it. We can show over here. All of these orange racks are gonna store what I would call our finished goods, but
okay.
Some of this stuff will require a little bit of assembly. So like here's some torsion butts on some of our big Boss torsion hitches. So you can kind of see it. Yeah. There's some rubber.
The rubber inside there. These twist against those rubber beads, and I guess the rigidity of the rubber here, or the pliability of that rubber, determines the weight rating.
Yeah, it's actually, so it's width. So on the heavier, heavier torsions, the wider the torsion bar and rubber is, and the
so it's more material.
Lighter duty, it shrinks.
That's really cool. And I'm guessing you cool the material down so you can actually get it in there?
Yep, we have a freeze press. So it, just like a torsion axle, it freezes it with liquid nitrogen, compresses it, they slide it in here, in about 90 seconds it'll thaw and expand, and then they're in there tight.
Man, that's crazy. Are these serviceable?
So they are. We have customers with over 300,000 towing miles on these when they bought them when we kind of first invented them, and they've actually never had to service it. But if there was ever an issue, we just have to put it in a hydraulic punch, and it'll punch it out, and we can put new ones in. It's brand new again.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That is really, really cool.
Really cool.
But there's no user serviceable aspect to it, right? Where they have to do something every now and then.
We have, right now on our Boss, we have one grease zerk that we tell customers that they use it every day, for their job. Once a month, once every month and a half, just make sure there's a good amount of grease in there. But we're actually doing some revisions to the product where we won't have any grease zerks at all.
Oh, that's cool. And this is a 3-inch receiver.
Yes.
So that's the big boy,
it's a big dog.
Yep.
But yeah, we have, racks on racks of these finished good products. And what's going to happen is that line over there, they're gonna package them up for all these orders we're sending out. We do have all these executives. All these white boxes are executives and Spartan goosenecks. So these are our prepackaged stuff that we're going to be able to send out to fulfill orders. But yeah, that's kind of the magic of it.
Well, that is awesome, man. That's one heck of a tour, and I hope we hit every station. But that is a very, very well, man. It's hard to say because what I want to comment on is the automation, but there's still a lot of skilled labor.
There is
a lot of people that are putting this together, but the automation you have just makes the quality control better. It makes the finished product more consistent. Makes your welds better. It does all of that, but then you have people monitoring and managing every station. How many people do you employ in here?
So we typically, it was right around 100, but we did just make an acquisition on a cargo door company. So we are up to about 130 company-wide. But in here for just hitch, not including door, right around 100.
That's awesome. Well, it's a crazy 10-year story.
It is.
Because this company has just exploded with growth, and not just growth, but trust, because you guys build a phenomenal product.
Yes.
That is really cool. Guys, what do you think? Drop a comment below. I'd love to know what your thoughts are after seeing how a Gen-Y hitch is made, because quite frankly, there are a lot of components, and they build a lot of different things too. So online at any given time might be a different product. But when everything is said and done, I mean, you got to admit, this is probably, if not the best quality product I have seen turned out of a facility that makes this type of stuff. I mean, regardless of what it is, you can see that they use laser welding where it's needed. The powder coating process is amazing. The fit and finish, the look, even the cosmetic aspect to make it look like a Gen-Y product is absolutely awesome. But again, drop your comments below. I would love to know what you all think. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.